doing?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing, ma'am? How is weather at your place? And how is
Well,
everything going?
everything is going great. I am doing wonderful. The weather in Pune, I live in Pune, so the weather in Pune was extremely bad till yesterday. It has been raining for almost the last 3 weeks continuously. But finally,
Yeah.
this morning, there is a little sunshine and things are starting to dry up. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm feeling extra good this morning.
Yes, at my place as well. It was drizzling yesterday night and early in the morning it was heavy rain. It was raining cats and dog, and now
Oh,
it came back to normal and it is cloudy weather now. But
oh.
I enjoy sometime. I do not enjoy this weather sometimes. Yeah.
It makes you feel very gloomy, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay, and where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Maharashtra as well. I'm from Amaravati.
Amravati, beautiful place, right?
Yeah, not
Mm.
exactly from Amaravati. I live in a small village.
Okay. I have heard a lot about Amravati. I haven't been able to be there yet, but
Yeah,
hopefully someday.
yeah, sure, ma'am. Here is lots of temple and Chikaldara is near to by my place as well.
Oh,
I guess and I believe that you heard about Chikaldara, right? It is a
yes,
hill
yes.
station.
I have heard about it. Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yes. Today I have invited More Priya ma'am, and she is from Maharashtra, Pune, and she is spoken English trainer, and today she will guide us how to speak on different incidents and how to practice past tense. So welcome to my channel, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dipali. Thank you so much for reaching out and writing to me. I love it when you all reach out and you want to have these conversations. It is really a very nice feeling, and I'm very glad to be a part of your channel and help you with the topic that you have spoken about. I think it's a very important and a very significant part of our communication. And getting your tenses right is
Hmm.
definitely one thing that can set you apart from a lot of other speakers. So, very happy
Yeah,
to be here.
yeah. So, ma'am, how was your journey? How did you start this journey? Do you want to share your journey? And now, guys, we are focusing on simple past tense. So you can focus and you can listen to ma'am carefully. Please, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I think this is a very good question that you have asked, wherein we are just trying to focus on simple past tense and trying to build sentences with them. But I will also explain to you guys as to how tenses are used and in what situation you need to use what tense. Okay, which past tense.
Yeah,
Okay,
ma'am.
so if I just focus on simple tense, I would say that. I always studied in an English medium school. So,
Mhm.
English was my first language. Therefore, it wasn't very difficult for me to understand the language or to speak or to write and understand the language parallelly. However,
Mhm.
when I moved to college, I had to speak to people in English. That is when I realized that writing in English and speaking in English are two absolutely different things.
Yeah.
Do you see? I said that is when I realized. So every time we are using ed or just the simple past form of a past incident, that is what is simple past. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when I realized that I need to work on my spoken English skills, I started doing different activities. I
Yeah.
started listening to a lot of English. I
Mhm.
used to watch movies, I used to watch web series, and I also used to watch a lot of interviews
Wow.
of Bollywood celebrities.
Yeah.
Because at that time, when you're in college, you really like celebrities and you really
Yes.
like, your favorite movie stars. So I
Yeah.
started watching a lot of their interviews.
Hmm.
I also loved reading. So I used to read novels every week, English
Wow.
novels.
Yeah. Exciting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I started speaking to myself in English, which is
Mhm.
I changed my thoughts from Bengali, which is my mother tongue. I changed my thoughts from Bengali to English. So I would
Mhm.
speak to myself in English and I would also speak to my friends in English.
Wow.
When I started doing that,
Yeah.
that's when gradually I started speaking fluently,
Yeah.
right? So
Ma'am,
that
actually
was
it
my
is.
journey.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, it is exciting journey that you are Bengali, but you are living in Maharashtra, Pune, and I believe that you also know Marathi as well, right?
No, I don't know Marathi at all. I understand Marathi. There are certain words that I can speak.
Yeah.
So I am not from Maharashtra. I was born and raised in Kolkata, but I
Mhm.
have been in Maharashtra for the last 10 years.
Wow, that's nice that you understand Marathi language, right, ma'am? So
Yes.
you have mentioned lots of things and you have expressed your thoughts and you share your journey in past tense.
Hmm.
So I believe that learners got how to use simple past tense. Ma'am, I want to ask you more questions related to tenses. Ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
when we start to speak in English, so we do not focus on grammar. And
Hmm.
we always think that I do not want to speak English or I do not want to speak grammatical English.
Hmm.
So why this happen with us? Because of fear of grammar or fear of like I will make mistakes so people will judge me. So what do you exactly think on this?
So see, the problem happens because grammar is taught as a separate subject
Yes.
from our childhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grammar is different,
Yeah.
and we are not even like when we are in school, we are not even focusing on the speaking part of it.
Yeah.
So the problem is there. When grammar is
Yeah.
taught as a separate subject, you know you have to mug up rules, you have to remember
Mhm.
rules, which is very difficult,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
that's just for English, to be very honest. That is
Mm-hmm.
for our mother tongues also. When we are learning Hindi or Bengali or Marathi in school, we have a separate chapter for grammar, right? A separate book
Yeah.
for grammar. Why does
Yes.
it not become difficult for us? Because we are learning the grammar, but we are also speaking in that language constantly, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you talk
Ac-
about Marathi, you would have
yeah.
learned grammar in Marathi as well.
But
But
not
just
like
speaking,
for speaking English.
yes,
Speaking Marathi. Huh.
correct. It is not for speaking Marathi because you are speaking Marathi and you are knowing the rules. So
Yes.
that
Yes.
approach is not applied when it comes to English.
Yeah.
In English, it is just you study grammar for 10 years and then suddenly you're done with school, you go to college or you go to a workplace and people expect you to speak. Wherein there has been no practice at all.
Hmm.
Haven't spoken the language at all.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this approach is something which is not right.
Hmm.
Similarly, the approach that people take that I don't need grammar at all for speaking,
Hmm.
that is
Hmm.
also
Hmm.
not right. Because grammar is the, the building rocks. When you
Hmm.
make a building, you have the base rock of it, which needs to
Yes.
be solid.
Yeah.
Only then your building is going to be stable for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
So grammar is that block, the building block of your language.
Yeah.
Do try and approach grammar separately. Speak the language, listen to the language. So suppose you are listening to an interview or maybe you
Hmm.
are watching an English movie. You hear the lines and you try
Hmm.
and make sense out of it. Like be curious.
Yes.
Okay, this person, you know, he or she just spoke about an incident and
Hmm.
this is how he framed the lines. So let me
Yes.
try and say it or let me try and narrate some incident from my life.
Hmm. Hmm.
Your approach to study or to learn the language.
Yeah.
If somebody is speaking, right,
Hmm.
you try and repeat that. You try and see if you are able to say it that way.
Yeah.
and knowing the certain rules, like there are, I would say, grammar in English is vast. It
Yeah,
is
it is.
too extensive.
Yeah.
So since I already mentioned that English for writing and English for speaking are two different types, right?
Yes.
So if your major agenda is to be able to be a fluent speaker, then
Mm-hmm.
your approach should be to know certain things in grammar, which is you
Yeah.
should know your articles, you should know your prepositions, and you
Mm-hmm.
should know your tenses. These three are very important. If
And
you
sometimes, yeah,
Mhm.
sometimes people actually go for phrases and idioms. So, and they even do not focus on sentence formation or
Correct,
intonation.
correct,
Because they do not know how much grammar is important in spoken English.
correct. So, idioms, phrases, they are all
Mm-hmm.
very good, but once you have cleared your basic,
Mm-hmm.
be comfortable with your basic. Then, when you
Yes,
want to go to the advanced level, when you reach
right.
an
Yeah.
intermediate level and you want to go to advanced level, then start focusing on phrases, idioms, you know,
Mm-hmm.
different ways of saying the same thing, bringing in variation in your speech.
Yes,
Focus on synonyms. So these things are going to take you to the advanced level. But
yes.
first, you have to make your base strong. You have to be clear with your basics. You should be able to frame correct sentences without tense errors, without missing your prepositions, and without missing your articles.
That's the main issue, ma'am. Like if there are the learners and they are the beginner and even they do not know how to construct sentence, and if we focus all on these all of these areas, so definitely the learners get hesitate and that person will not practice because even they do not know that they are speaking wrong English or correct English,
Absolutely.
right?
Correct. So, what happens these days is, first of all, people are too dependent on social media, right?
Yeah.
When they
Yes.
want to learn English, they will start watching videos on YouTube. And when you
Yes.
watch videos on YouTube, there are, 10 different people saying 10 different things,
Yes.
right? People will tell
Yes.
you you don't need grammar. People will tell you you don't need to do practice. People will tell you you do not need a tutor. People will tell you that, oh, it is very easy, you can do it just like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all
Yes.
of that is confusing to a lot of learners when they are beginners, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it is very important to understand the fact that there is a lot of information out there, but
Mm-hmm.
you need to know how much of it is knowledge and how much of it is just information,
Yes.
and then make your choices accordingly. That becomes very important. What kind of
Yes.
choices are you making? If you are a complete beginner, right,
Mm-hmm.
always a good idea to get someone's help in the initial days to hold your
Yes.
hand and tell you this is what it is. Get a good
Yeah.
mentor who can guide you. If you don't want to get a good mentor, you at least need to be able to find out the right kind of content that you need to absorb, because there are a lot of people out there who speak incorrect English,
Yes.
and if
Yes.
you
Yes.
practice with them, you will
Hmm.
also learn that incorrect ways of speaking.
Yes.
And
Actually,
then
ma'am, it is my experience. I used to practice in front of mirror, record myself in a mobile recorder also, and speaking with my parents and speaking with the people like my friends, and I was giving my heart to
mm,
practice English. But
mm,
it was only for practice purpose. It was only for building confidence. But
correct.
again, they were the lack of feedbacks, and
Mm,
feedbacks play the important role if you want to become a fluent speaker and proficient speaker.
absolutely, absolutely. Very important, especially in your beginner stage, right?
Yes.
If you
Yeah.
do not know where you are going wrong,
Yes.
then what are you going to improve on,
Yeah.
right?
And nowadays people are using AI tools and they are saying that okay, it will help you, but it is a tool. Even they can be going wrong because sometimes it is because of the network glitch or it is a technical glitch. They might give you wrong information as well. So
Correct.
now when we connect with the real people, real experts, so definitely they help you and you get real time feedbacks. And after that I joined Clapping Go, and then after that I got to know that I was making lots of mistake, and I work on that mistakes as well. They were
Correct.
giving me lots of feedbacks. At very first I was not even able to speak a single word. I was
Mm.
like, okay, I was comfortable on call, ma'am, but when things comes to real time spoken English, and when I was speaking with people, then I was not comfortable, and I
Mm.
was very uncomfortable, and I was like, okay, I do not know English.
Right, that happens because see,
Yes.
what happens is number one, if you're not getting feedback,
Hmm.
or if you are trying to speak to just your parents, your friends, you are in your comfort zone
Yes,
because
yes.
you're comfortable with those people.
Yeah.
But the moment you have to step out and go and speak to somebody who is not known to you, you become hesitant because you have
Yes.
never practiced with someone who is unknown to you. You have
Yeah.
never put yourself out there, right? So
Yes.
that is number one. Number two, your friends and family, first of all, they might not always have the expertise, and
Hmm.
they will always treat you with a lot of love and affection. So they will not give you feedback that is
Yeah.
needed.
Hmm.
Thinking that, okay, she's trying, let us encourage her. And it happens
Yes.
to all of us, right?
Yeah.
So there you don't know where you are going wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hence, getting help from an expert in your
Hmm.
early days is extremely important or crucial in your journey.
Yes.
Now, peer learning or peer conversations are very effective when
Hmm.
you are at a, at an intermediate level. You know
Hmm.
that you can construct correct sentences, but
Yes.
you don't have anybody to practice with.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
should go for peer conversations.
And
At
ma'am, yeah.
least.
And ma'am, you are saying something, please. I was interrupting you. Sorry for that. Please continue.
No, no, I was just saying that is when you will know that, okay, this is what that other person is saying wrong, and probably you can rectify them as well.
Yeah.
And you will not pick up anything which is grammatically incorrect.
Yes.
So, peer learning for a little intermediate stage. At the
Yes.
beginner level, you should always have somebody who is an expert in the language, who is a
Yes.
third person, and who wants to give you correct feedback to help
Yeah.
you with your language journey. So, that is something which is very important.
Yeah, ma'am, actually, as you mentioned that peer learning, so when you have same level peers, so that then you can practice and you can correct each other. But
Correct.
when it is an like beginner and that beginner speaking with a beginner, or that intermediate speaking with an beginner, so then that intermediate definitely get confused, and that
Correct.
person.
Dipali, are you there?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
lost you.
yeah, yeah. I was getting call. I hang up this
Hmm.
call.
Okay, okay.
Sorry for that. Yeah.
No worries. Okay,
Ma'am,
yeah, that's true.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Have you got my point? What I have said just now?
Yes, yes, I understood. Yes, of course. So peer learning also is effective when both of them are at the same level.
Yes,
If one is a beginner, the other is an intermediate, number one, more than getting confused, it won't be beneficial for the person who is an intermediate. It will be beneficial
yes,
for the one who is a beginner, but
yeah, yeah,
that action will not be beneficial for the one who is an intermediate already because he or she is not going to learn anything new. Peer learning is not for beginners. Peer learning is for people who have, who have the confidence that they can make or create correct sentences. They know the
sentence.
basics of, forming sentences, and
Mhm.
then they want somebody to practice with. So that's
Yes,
where peer learning should come into picture, where you are practicing with someone who is at your same level. If you are an
yes,
intermediate, that person is also an intermediate, and you are
yes,
having a conversation to keep the momentum going on. That okay, I am speaking in English every day. But
yes,
if you are not sure that you are, learning something new, if you're not sure that you are getting the right feedback, then
Mhm.
you should definitely consider other ways of learning, which is you can do self work and you can watch people who are proficient speakers and you can repeat after them, which is called shadowing. You can
Yeah,
read aloud, right kind of,
Yes.
literature,
Sentences.
and you can see what is the right way to form sentences. So that is
Yes.
another way of doing it. You can watch movies, you can watch web series, you can watch
Yes.
podcasts, right, where
Yeah.
people are talking and they are already proficient. So those
Yes.
are the things that you should be focusing on.
Yeah, ma'am, when we watch movie and lots of time I have observed that they speak very slowly and music is very loudly. So that time it become difficult to understand their accent.
Hmm.
So we use yeah. So we if even we switch on that subtitle, so sometimes it become frustrating because we actually want to understand that content. We don't want to read that content, right? So in this case, what we can do and what kind of content one should listen to?
Okay, so this that you were talking about, this depends on what platform or what quality content you are watching, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes the issue with background noise and the dialogue delivery being slower is because the platform on which it is being streamed is not a good platform, especially YouTube.
Yes.
If you're
Yeah.
watching movies on YouTube. So you
Yes.
should definitely watch movies on good OTT platforms, which is Netflix
Mm-hmm.
or
Yes.
Amazon Prime, or you have so many other avenues these days where you can watch movies.
Yes.
Watch movies which you are interested in, the genres that you are interested in,
Mm-hmm.
and don't always look for, okay, I want to understand them, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. Watch with
Mm-hmm.
the intention of getting entertained. Because
Yes.
if
Yes.
you try to learn even while watching a movie, that is going to
Yes.
be very frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the intention that, okay, I'm going to entertain myself and I'm going to get some interesting information out of this movie so that next time I'm
Yes.
talking to someone, I'll have some, facts to talk about. I can talk
Yes.
about a movie that I have watched.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
that should be
yeah.
your intention.
Yes, ma'am. And when we watch movies, and even if we are not interested in movies, so we can watch animated movies, small animated
Of
movies,
course.
and it is
Yes,
like for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Have you
yes.
watched that movie Inside Out too?
I haven't yet. I haven't. Hmm.
Yeah, I have seen that trailer of that movie. It is all about emotions, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah, it is also interesting. It is about the teenagers, their emotions, and how their mood swings and each and
correct,
everything. And this topic is very interesting. Anyone can watch it, right? So
correct.
it also entertain you, and you can also learn lots of things from that movie as well, right?
Of course, yes. So I always keep telling people that, ask yourself. It is important to know yourself better. A lot of people always look up to somebody else to tell them what to watch, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But you should know yourself that much. You should have that confidence that, okay, I like watching animations, or I like watching something that is informative. I like watching interviews. I like watching movies. Whatever your genre, you might like watching just, action films.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
right? But have those conversations with yourself. What is it that I like? What is it that I don't like?
Yes.
Don't always look up to somebody else to guide you and tell you what to watch, because what to watch is something very basic. Like, you
Yes,
don't want
yes.
somebody to tell you what to watch, right?
Yeah, actually,
So,
when we are the learner and we do not know that, okay, I do not know that person is speaking amazing. So that person have watched this series. So if I watch that movie, if I watch that series, so definitely I will also become a fluent speaker like that person. That time we start to compare that person to us. And we see that person as a mentor. And because of that influence, I guess people tend to ask people that, okay, I can you please tell me what kind of movies do you watch?
right. So the thing is to understand that, see, doing an activity and
Mhm.
exactly doing what somebody did are two different things. You should
Yes,
always
yes,
look for what are the activities that this person did. I will do
yes,
similar activities. But
yeah,
what movie or which channel or which this, that is not necessary. Then you will lose
yeah.
your individuality.
Yeah, it is so true.
You need to build your own personality. You need to remember that.
Yeah,
Building your own personality is very important. You don't want to get under the shadow of someone else.
yeah. Then you will not have your own identity. I'm so agree with you, ma'am. like sometime what happen, we change ourselves by reflecting others, which it is
Correct.
not true. It is not good, right? So
Absolutely.
instead of that, we can reflect ourselves. We can learn something from them, and we can use that content, and we can use their knowledge to
Correct.
implement your skills, and you
Correct.
can be more expressive, better than yesterday.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is amazing. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining this session. And you are so kind that you joined this session, and you also shared your experience. How did you start this journey? And you also told us that how you can practice your past tense as well, and
Mm.
about movies. And I like, and you beautifully mentioned that don't lost your individuality, because you are the different person, right?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Dipali, for having me over. I also enjoyed this conversation a lot, and I would definitely want to congratulate you on your journey. I feel you are doing pretty well now. At this point, the only thing that I would mention for you is you are still a little hesitant, and you sound a little scared when you are speaking at times in certain places, not always, but
Yes,
it's okay. You are speaking good. Okay, so
yeah,
now focus on your flow. The focus, should be on how you intonate, how you are making it conversational.
yeah. Actually, ma'am, I am trying to add some emotion in it, and try to speak slow down, and also that pitch. And I don't know what is happening with me, but it is quite difficult for me
This
to
is
change
very
that
nice.
fluent intonation.
This, the entire part that you spoke, it was very natural because you were
Yeah,
speaking in a flow. You were speaking in your own self. You were not
yeah,
worried about, where do I pause, where do I do this, where do I do
yes,
that.
yes,
So keep that smile on your face because that
yeah,
makes you approachable and
yes,
be confident.
yeah,
Okay.
ma'am. Yeah,
All
ma'am.
right.
And what's about my sentence formation and my grammar? You can also give me this feedback as well.
It,
They,
it is, it is quite good at this point. I did
yeah,
not see too many grammatical errors, maybe one or two preposition misses here and there. But
yes,
apart
yes,
from that, you are framing good sentences. Just do not hesitate to speak. And if
yes,
you want to get, more fluent, try and have conversations with yourself, record
yes,
that and watch that. That will make you more confident.
yeah,
Not
ma'am.
the YouTube videos. Have
Hmm.
generic conversations with yourself and record them.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then watch. Right, Dipali, thank you so much for having me over, and I wish you a wonderful day and a wonderful journey.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Bye. Take care. Have a
Um,
great day.